Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lena. I'm a mother of 3 girls, ages 15, 8, and 4. We are a homeschool family, and on my channel you will find homeschooling and cleaning content, as well as videos like this where I'll throw in a random day in the life vlog. I hope you enjoy this video and think about subscribing, and if you are already subscribed and you're continuing to stay subscribed, we appreciate it very much. So what I'm doing here is before the kids get up, I like to open up my Scentsy workstation, my Facebook VIP group, my book clubs, my blog, and just kind of reply to comments, interact with posts, make sure posts are scheduled that need to be scheduled, stuff like that, just so that as the day goes on, I know things are scheduled and going to be posted as I need them to. If you're here from my last day in the life, you're probably noticing that this is different because I moved my coffee bar. It used to be in front of the window beside our fridge, and I went ahead and moved our microwave off the kitchen counter and just moved my coffee station / bar over there and really minimized the area. Right now I'm really liking it and it's really working out better for me. Will I change it again? Probably, but for right now, it's sitting right there. So now that my one load of laundry is started, I'm going to go sit back down at the desk and pull up my Google Calendar for the month and transfer over anything that I need for April. That'll include birthdays, any events we've got going on, bill due dates, stuff like that, just to make sure I'm up to date and know what's going on next month. And then my kids started waking up around this time and they'll be eating breakfast while I finish up here before we start our homeschool day. So last year, I set a goal on Goodreads, and I really picked back up my reading hobby, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really enjoying having that escape from reality and being able to enjoy all these different books and authors and writing styles. So what I'm doing here is I work with authors and publishers and get ARCs, which are advanced reader copies of books, in exchange for an honest review. So what you see here is I'm just going through and requesting what I want and then writing it down, like the published day in my planner, to make sure I get my reviews done on time. And I like to have my reviews done at least 2 weeks before publish, but some authors want you to do it on the day of publish, which if that's what they want, then that's what we do. It just depends on the author or publisher and what they want and how they do the promo for that book. So now we're just getting our homeschool day started. I've got the girls set up with their unit study worksheets. We are doing a unit study on Charlotte's Web right now. Well, actually, we just finished it. And so basically we read the book, and then while I'm reading, the girls will work on worksheets, and then we'll have a lesson talking about different themes that were going on in the book, or learning about individual farm animals that are part of the book, stuff like that. And they really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely going to be looking into more unit studies like that because both of them really enjoyed the entire thing from start to finish. So once we're done with school and lunch, I like to hop back on my Scentsy workstation, my VIP group, my blog, and my book club, just to see if there's anything that I need to reply back to, check my email, see if there's any emails I need to reply to, just check all of that stuff, and then make sure the posts that I have scheduled for the following week, the following day, are scheduled and up and ready. So I will, in my planner, I will write down just the type of post that I want to do that day. And then the day before, sometimes the Sunday before the week, I'll go ahead and plan out the whole week. But a lot of times it's the day before because life gets away from me. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going through and making sure all those posts are ready to go and checking them off of my planner. And then, of course, laundry. Can never have a day of mom life without laundry. So what I do to make this easier is I throw on a YouTube video on the TV, and here it's Mindy Minks and her sweet little boy Liam, and I just throw that on and I watch it while I fold, and it just makes it easier. I don't know why, it just does. So now I'm going to head to Target, Goodwill, and the grocery store. At Target, I wanted to look for a tiered tray that I saw on somebody else's post a few days before I filmed this. And our Target is very hit or miss with the dollar aisle, but thankfully they had what I was looking for. So I grabbed that, and I'll be using it next month for a Scentsy vendor event that I've got. And I'm filming like this because Target was very busy and it's very awkward for me to film in public. But once I did that, the cart just had a mind of its own, and it just kept moving. And I ended up in the book section. I don't know how that happened. So I checked the books out while I was back there. And then Goodwill, that was very much a miss. Didn't get anything there. Stopped by the grocery store, got a couple of things. And then I came back home, and here I'm making a graphic for our book club book of the month for April. We are going to be reading Never Lie by Frida McFadden. If you'd like to join us reading that, or just join our book club in general, I will leave the links to both of those down below in the description box. So my oldest daughter is part of a mountain biking group, and they meet 3 times a week. This meet just so happened to be next door to a playground. So while she was out doing her bike practice, me and my younger 2 played at the park for a couple of hours. It was around 80 degrees, so it was warm. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of shade at this playground, but I guess at least it wasn't cold. the girls had fun, and that's the most important part. And now we're back to Monday. I intended for this to be a day in the life, and then just kept kind of vlogging. Monday morning, I was like, you know what? I want to keep going. So I didn't get very many clips from the weekend just because we were at the river and the girls were at the beach and playing and all that. And I just wanted to be in the moment with them. So I only got that one clip that you just saw of Ellie playing in the sand. And so here we are back at the homeschool table. That little white tiered tray that you just saw me pick up off the desk is the one that I was talking about in the Target clip a few clips back. And so this Monday started off rough. While I was making my coffee, I was shaking up the creamer and the lid popped open and got creamer everywhere. And it just kind of held that same vibe the entire day. It was literally the Mondayest Monday ever. So we finished the unit study that Friday before we went to the river, and we had some worksheets left over, so I just kept rolling with it because they liked it, so we're just using it as review right now, and we're also back to our regular curriculum, but using these is just kind of like a review. Can you go get me my coffee right there on the counter? Bless you. Bless you. Oh. That wasn't me.
Why is that the mama thing?
That was spill number 2 of this Monday. And spill number 3, I didn't even get on camera, but it was when we were wrapping up school. Ellie had her cup of chocolate milk on the desk, and I don't know what happened. I don't know how it got spilled, but it spilled all over the desk, all over the floor. So yeah, it was just a Monday. My 4-year-old right now is in this very independent stage. She wants to do everything by herself, including her schoolwork. When Sophia, my 8-year-old right there, was her age and we were doing preschool, she very much wanted my help. She wanted me to help her. She wanted me to hold her hand and like trace the letters and the numbers and the shapes and stuff. And Ellie is very much so the opposite. She wants to do it all by herself. So I let her do it by herself, and then I will look over it when she's done. And if anything needs fixed, we will. But she's actually very good at tracing. So independent is working for her. So while they're doing this, I was just going through my emails and working on inbox 0 again. So that's why you see me focusing on the computer while they're doing school, because my 8-year-old is very independent right now in 3rd grade. She does majority of her work by herself, and then I'll check it when she's done. And my 4-year-old is the same way. She doesn't really want my help. And that might change, and I'm okay with that if it does change. But right now, she's in this very, very independent stage where she wants to do everything by herself. So I just let it, because letting her be independent and doing it herself makes it easier on me because we have less meltdowns that way. Here, I'm just making my grocery list. I'm figuring out what meals we're going to have this week and then going back and forth to my pantry to see what we'll need that we don't already have. And then I'll be going to 2 grocery stores for this one. I'm going to Lidl and then I'll be going to Food Lion. And I know I just went on a grocery trip on Thursday in that last clip before we went to the river. But that was just for a couple of things that my husband would need over the weekend. This is a bigger, like a more normal haul trip. So I'll be hitting up 2 grocery stores and then coming home to put it all away. I went to the grocery store a little after lunch thinking that it wouldn't be busy, but it was kind of busy. So I just have my phone sitting in like the front of the cart where babies sit so that I wouldn't get anybody's faces and have to hold my phone the entire time. So that's why you're getting this very awkward angle of the grocery cart. But we're just grabbing some fruits and veggies and snacks, and then I will go and grab the other things that I need before heading to Food Lion to get just a few things that I couldn't get at Lidl. And then, of course, I ended up getting a lot of things that weren't on my list as well. I've been grocery shopping at Lidl basically ever since it opened up here in our area, and I've heard the name pronounced 2 different ways. Lidl, which is how I say it, and Little. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but in my head, Lidl makes more sense than Little does. So I apologize if I'm not saying it correctly and it is actually pronounced Little or some other way completely altogether. I'm not sure. Now we're at Food Lion and I'm getting what I thought was going to be just a few items that I didn't get it or that I couldn't pick up at Lidl because I didn't have them in stock. And of course, just like every other time I go to the grocery store, I pick up a bunch of random stuff that's not on my list. But it's okay. It won't go to waste. Somebody will eat it, so it is what it is. And again, they were busier than I thought they would be. So you're kind of in the same weird angle, but it works, and we're just going to go with the flow. So my kids were being wild when I got back from the grocery store, which they kind of always are loud when we're all like in the house together and they're playing, which is fine. But I couldn't record a haul. I guess I could have done a voiceover, but I just wanted to put it all away and be done with grocery shopping, if I'm being completely honest. So I just put everything away, and then I went on with the rest of my to-do list for that Monday, which is clearly cleaning the kitchen. I did some dishes, wiped down the countertops, and then I swept and mopped my kitchen floor. I just recently got myself the Bissell Crosswave, and let me tell y'all, I don't know why I waited so long. Well, I do know. It's because of the price. They're expensive. But I finally got one, and they are amazing. They are amazing. I wish I would have gotten one sooner, but I'm happy that I have one now. And my floors have never been this clean. That's all I'm saying. Definitely a 2 cup of coffee day. Thankfully, this one didn't get spilled. So there's that. While I was sitting here editing this video, and now while I'm doing the voice over, I noticed that this vlog is very work heavy, which is different from vlogs that I've done in the past. Most of them were cleaning and chores and running errands. But life for me lately has kind of taken a different path, I guess. I've been with Cincy for a year, and that's going great. I've got my blog. I've got a couple of book clubs that I admin for. And then here I'm making bookmarks, which I've been doing that for about a month, I think, give or take. I've made some for a few friends, but mostly for me and the kids. But having this heavier workload in my days has been a blessing, because I don't have as much time in my day to focus on the negative headspace that my mental health is trying to prioritize. So it's actually been very good for me. Keeping myself busy and moving and focusing on other things has been very good. So while this vlog is very work heavy, it's actually very representative of what my life is like. So it's just, I guess, a new chapter that we're going into. Obviously, the cleaning is still getting done and the running errands is still getting done. But on this particular day, it was just very work heavy. And the Thursday before was very work heavy because we were going out of town that weekend and I wouldn't be home to make sure those posts and stuff were getting up. So that's why Thursday was very work heavy. But I don't know, it's been a nice change and a very welcoming one. I've been making bookmarks for, like I said, about a month now-ish. And I just make them in Canva, and then I will print them out on cardstock, whether that be just a plain white cardstock or a colored background cardstock. That just depends on the images on the actual bookmark itself. But then I trim them like I am here, and then I will laminate them, trim them again, and then I hole punch them and tassel them. I've made a lot for myself and the kids and a few for friends, and it's fun. Addicting because I have so many of them now, but very fun. And I've been contemplating offering them on like a small shop Saturday type post to see if anybody would be interested in me making them for purchase, but that's still a little overwhelming. So maybe I'll get to that point. I don't know. For right now, it's just something fun that I do as a hobby at home, when I have the time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe and stick around for the next video. Bye, guys.